This conference will now be recorded.
Hello guys, welcome back again. So now here, again foreign currency setting itself, but here I'll explain the logic behind translation ratio, like why we maintain translation ratio. Because if you talk about exchange rate table, there in exchange rate table, what is happening guys, we are going to specify the rate. I said 1 USD equals to 52 INR. So this is the rate which we have specified. This is the currency rate, right? That I have specified where in exchange rate table. But I'll tell you guys now, before that, I have specified here 1:1 translation ratio, right? So this is translation ratio means what guys? It is showing the relation between two currencies. Translation ratio is showing relation between two currencies. It means how the calculations will happen. I'll tell you. This translation ratio, try to understand guys. I'm quoting a pretty simple example. This is translation ratio. Now here, so here, if we, okay, now here, say for example, 1:1, right? It could be 1:2 also. If I specify 1:2 translation ratio, it means the relation between these two currencies 1:2 equals to what guys? It means here, if you talk about the rates, then how system is going to identify first of all 1:1 itself. So let's suppose here 1 USD equals to 52 INR, and here in translation ratio also this is for USD, so 1:1. So how system is going to calculate the rate, right? How system is going to calculate the rate guys? First of all, this 1 USD is going to be multiplied with this one, and 52 INR is going to multiply with this one. So 1 multiply 1, right? So here 1 equals to 52 multiply 52, so 52 rupees is the value. 1 USD, if you are going to post a transactions worth of 1 USD, 52 rupees. If you say 1:2 relationship is there between these two currencies, 1:2 relationship is there. It means now if you are going to post 1 USD, if you are going to post 1 USD, then what is happening guys? How system is going to convert into local currency? So 1 multiply 1. So 1 USD equals to 52 multiply 2. So it is going to be 104. I'll show you practically here so that you guys will be, and then I'll quote the example so that you guys are going to have perfect understanding. Okay, so translation ratio means the relation between two currencies. How? So that I'll show you. OBBS. So OBBS we have specified 1:1 only, right? Now click on position and exchange rate type. It will be what to say average. So M itself give here USD, INR, and a date. So this date we have specified here. If it is USD INR, right? 1:2 ratio. 1:2 ratios. So okay, sorry, that example I have quoted, but here what is happening, guys? System is going to accept this ratio into either 1:10, 1:100, 1:1000, right? Like that only system is going to, multiplications of 10, right? So either 1:1, 1:10, 1:. So now let's suppose if I specify 1:10, then what will happen? Okay, and actually in which cases it is going to be? Generally, I'll tell you. Say for example, see, translation ratios are going to be maintained. Here 1:10 I have specified. 1:10 means what is happening, guys? Let's suppose 1:10. It means 1 USD equals to, so 1 multiply 1. So 1 USD equals to 50 INR, 52 INR, so 52 multiply 10. So it is going to be 520 rupees. System is going to convert in this way. Okay, I'll just show you guys. I have not quoted my example yet, so just wait for a few more minutes. I will explain FB 50 and give again date here. And first of all, your currency. So let's suppose USD. And here, let's suppose again one USD and give the GL, credit GL, let's suppose. So look at here, 620. 620 means 62 rupees I have specified, guys. If you guys are able to remember, instead of 52, I have specified 62 in the exchange rate table in the previous session, guys. That is what system is. So here 620 rupees is going to be calculated, right? Now, so it depends upon exchange rate, translation ratio. In translation ratio, if it is 1:10, then what is happening, guys? The currency is also going to multiply in that factor, in that ratio itself. Okay, 1 USD equals to 62 multiplied 10. So now the question is, why do we? What is the need of specifying 1:10? 1:1 was quite simple, and even we are getting our currency value exactly, so there won't be any issues. Better to specify 1:1 itself, so that 1 USD equals to, we are going to get 60 rupees. But yes, there is a need, guys. See, there are certain currencies, or there are certain countries like where the inflation rate is quite high. Okay, and inflation rates are quite high. In that case, what is happening, guys? If you compare those currencies with the US dollar, then their values are quite low, right? Say for example, I'll just quote an example here. I'll show you here. So I think I have opened, yeah, it's here. Look at here. Now this IRR stand for, I think, Iranian, Iranian currency. This is Iranian real, I think it is. Yes, Iranian real. So here, like 1 USD equals to how many in Iranian real, guys? Look at here, 42,025. It means now if you have to maintain, I'll just do one thing. I'll quote this example also. Just copy this one and make it 1:1 itself and save it first. So here I'll make USD versus, no, in that case what is happening, guys, our local currencies, right? So here IRR versus, if Indian currency I'm going to specify, okay, I'll make it like, instead of USD I'm going to specify IRR, right? So in that case, what is happening, guys? So here what will happen? Okay, I'll just do one thing, guys, because like our local currency is Indian currency, isn't it? In case, I'll put the example here itself first of all, because if I'm going to explain what to say, give Iranian currency and all, then my company code currency is Indian currency, right? So the comparison must be with the Indian currency only. I'll just do one thing. Let me check here. One INR equals to how many Iranian real? Let me check. So it is 561. 561 can be maintained easily. Instead of like 561, we can maintain easily into SAP. But if you talk about USD, guys, USD, this is not possible. This USD versus IRR, if we are going to maintain this rate, then this rate is very high. This rate is very high. So say for example, take example of India itself, right? Instead of USD versus IRR, IRR in the sense Iranian real, let's suppose take example of Indian currency itself, and this is 42,000. I'll just quote in round figures. Say for example, here in India itself, inflation rate is quite high, and 1 USD equals to let's suppose 40,000 INR, if that is the rate, then what is happening, guys? It means, and if you have specified translation ratio 1:1, 1:1, and here 1 USD equals to 40,000 Indian currency because of inflations and the currency value. Let's suppose it came down. It could be multiple countries are there, guys. Even in Africa also there are certain nations where like their currency values are quite down compared to US dollar, right? So in that case, what is happening, guys? Let's suppose 1 USD equals to 40,000 INR. Okay, so this rate is supposed to be specified where, that I'll show you. And here in currency translations we have specified 1:1 itself. Go to OB08. Here we are maintaining the rate. So let's suppose exchange rate type currency date percent. So instead of 62, I'm going to give 40,000. 4,000, one more 0, 40,000. And if you press enter, now system is not accepting. Look at here, entry too long. It means system is saying that this rate is too long, right? So why it is too long, guys? If you remove 1 0 here and if you press enter, then look at here, system is accepted. So 4 digit, till 4 digit it is accepted. Why? Because after 4 digit, even there should be some space, because foreign currencies means after decimal also you'll be having 4 5 digits are there. If you are able to, if you see the foreign exchange, what to say, I think forex chart, guys, if you're going to, if somebody is having any idea about the forex tradings and all, there if you see the forex charts and all, after decimal also like they are going to specify 5 6 digits. So here after decimals there must be space for, let's suppose, 5 digits, right? And if you talk about the length of this field, guys, there should be certain particular like 10 characters or 12 digit length will be there. So here if I'm going to specify 40,000, then here there is no space for this 5 digit decimal places. So system is saying that no, till 4 digits only here, the main figure, if you talk about this amount, in the sense 4,000 is accepted. 4,000 is accepted because if I give 4,000, after that automatically system is having space for this giving 5 0 for, you know, after decimal places and all. So instead of this we can specify 1 2 3 4 something. It's okay. After decimal 5 places, 5 digits can be given. But if I give 40,000, then there is no space for this 5 digits, guys. Only 4 digit space is there. So system is saying that no, in that format we cannot specify. Maximum 4 digit here. The main amount here, it should be maximum 4 digit only, and after 4 digit remaining whatever is there is for decimal places. So if I have to specify 40,000 here, if I have to specify 40,000, then what will happen? 4,000 can be specified here. Okay, save it. And then what is happening, guys? Two things are there. 1 USD equals to 40,000. You can specify in this way, or else in translation ratio I'm going to specify 1:10, and then here we are going to specify 4,000 INR. Look at here. So currency translation means we have given relation. This is the relation. Okay, relation with like 1 USD equals to 1 USD ratio. What to say, 1:10 ratio is there. Okay, this is USD and this is INR. So here if system is going to calculate the rate, let's suppose 1 USD equals to 4,000 INR we have specified. So if you are going to post a transactions here 1 USD, so 1 USD means 1 multiply this ratio and 4,000 INR, so 4,000 multiply this ratio, so it is going to be 40,000, right? Or else if you are going to specify 100 here, then here it will be only 400. So in this way also 40,000 itself is going to happen. This is what the use of translation ratio. So in which case translation ratios are going to be higher, guys? In case if any countries are having like higher inflation rate and if the currency value is quite low compared to the foreign currencies and all, in that case what is happening, guys? While maintaining the exchange rate table, up to 4 digit only we are going to specify the currency value. So 4,000, I have quoted this example. In the same way, you guys also can quote the example and all. Let's suppose you can say 1 USD equals to, let's suppose, 10,000 Iranian currencies. So here what is happening? If I'm going to specify 10,000 in exchange rate table, system will not accept that, because system is saying that till 4 digits only, the currency value till 4 digits only it is acceptable. After that, because even after 5 digits space supposed to be there for decimal places also, decimal digits also, right? So there should be space for decimal digits also, and that too 5 digit space supposed to be there. So if we are going to specify 10,000, 10,000 is having like, what is the length of this one, guys? 10,000 means 1 2 3 4 5, right? So till 1,000, what is happening in exchange rate table? We are going to specify 1,000, and translation ratio, in translation ratio, what will happen? We are going to specify 1:10. So while posting the transactions, what will happen? System is going to multiply this value with translation ratio, and then the exact amount is going to be calculated by system. I'll show you here. Here 4,000 I have given. Let's suppose save it and go to translation ratio OBBS. Yes, and here I'll specify 1:10. M, your currency. If you have perfect understanding, guys, you can quote any example, you can keep any currency here, you can test it, 100% it's going to work out. Now I have specified the translation ratio also. I'll just do one thing. I'll post a transaction and I'll show you. Now look at here, 1 USD equals to how many? In the rate table I have specified 4,000, and currency translation 1:10. So 4,000 multiply 10, 40,000. It is going to appear FB 50. It is going to appear 40,000. Change the currency here. 4,000. Let's suppose 1 USD, right? And here again, any GL, bank GL I'm going to give here. And if you press enter, look at here, guys, 40,000, right? 4,000 I have specified in exchange rate table, and translation ratio I have specified 1:10, right? So if somebody asks like what is the logic behind, if there is a question that what is the logic behind translation ratio, so what you have to say? You have to say that, and in which cases we are going to specify this what to say, higher translation ratio, guys. So you have to say that higher translation ratios are going to be specified in the case of, like, let's suppose if any currencies is having like their what to say currency value is quite lower compared to the US currencies and all, foreign currencies and all. In that case, translation ratio is going to be different. Instead of 1:1, we can specify 1:10. Or else you can say, like, I'll quote an example here. Let's suppose you can give any currency example. Let's suppose like my currency is like, let's suppose INR, right? So if the total, if let's suppose if the 1 USD equals to 10,000 INR or 20,000 or 30,000 INR, right? So in that case, what is happening? The currency, if you talk about the value, so 10,000 means 5 digits are there, right? So now here in exchange rate table, if I'm going to specify 10,000, system will not accept this 10,000. Why? Because after that, even 5 digit space supposed to be there for decimal places. So till 1,000 I can specify in exchange rate table, and I'm going to change the translation ratio. So here in translation ratio, the relationship is going to be maintained between the currencies. So here in translation ratio, what is happening? Instead of 1:1, I'm going to specify 1:10, right? So translation ratios, if any currencies which is having quite lower value compared to the foreign currencies and all, in that case translation ratios are going to be changed. Instead of 1:1, we can specify 1:10, we can specify 1:100, right? So this is what the logic behind translation ratio, guys. If you quote the example, you need not to say any definitions here, right? Simple, quite simple. You just say quote an example. This is how you can prove that yes, you are having knowledge. If they want to check, they can quote, they can ask the questions in different way, right? They can ask the questions like, let's suppose my currency is so and so, and this is the price. So now you tell me how much you are going to specify, how you are going to specify. Let's suppose somebody is going to ask the questions. Okay, say for example, 1 USD equals to 1 USD equals to 1 lakh Indian currency. Okay, or else any other currency, guys. Let's suppose 1 USD equals to 1 lakh Indian currency. So in that case, how you are going to specify the rates? So you have to say that I'm going to specify the rates in exchange rate table. What is happening in the exchange rate table? I'm going to specify 1 USD equals to 1000 INR. At the same time, in translation ratio, I'm going to specify 1:100. So this is how 1000 multiply 100. So system is going to calculate 1 lakh INR. Right? This is the easiest example I can quote, guys. Likewise, you can have multiple examples. Whatever your company code currency is there, in the sense, like, let's suppose it could be anything. It could be Australian dollar. It could be GBP. It could be your country, whatever the currencies are there, that you can put it here, and in that way you can explain. Right? So this is what the logic behind translation ratio. Still, there is one more thing that is pretty important that I'm going to explain in next session. What is important here? Say, for example, go to OB08. See, configurations, look at here, guys. Configurations, how easy configuration steps are. I think if you talk about the configurations, within 2 minutes, we can make these configurations, whatever the configuration steps are there. Look at here. I said only 2 steps: define translation ratio and exchange rate table. Maintaining this exchange rate table. Exchange rate we are going to maintain in this exchange rate table. Within 2 minutes, we can specify this rates here, and then you can perform testing. If you talk about me, within 5 minutes, I can configure this and I can perform testing, and foreign currency setting is going to be finished, right? What about the logic? In order to understand, like I just explained here, translation ratio, it has taken some time. Again, in exchange rate table also, if you're going to specify the rates, I told like which rates are going to be specified: bank buying rate, bank selling rate, or average rate. So in which case bank buying rate is going to be specified, in which case bank selling rate is going to be specified, in which case average rate is going to be specified. If somebody asks these things, how you are going to explain? You need to have understanding, right? There is one more thing that is pretty important, guys, for certifications. If you are preparing for certifications, or is for interviewer, during interview also, interviewer may ask what questions, that I'll show you. So we have specified here rate. Click on position, exchange rate type, your currency, date. So I have specified the rate here. Direct quotations, under direct quotations here. And there is one more thing here called indirect quotations. So what is the difference between direct quotations and indirect quotations? In which case we are going to specify rate under direct quotations, and in which case we are going to specify the rate under indirect quotations. Very unique explanations I'm going to give, guys. Once again, I'll quote the example so that you guys will be having perfect understanding. Right? So again, that's what I'm saying. Configurations and testing within 5 minutes we can complete. But if you talk about the logic, it's going to take too much time to understand this. Right? So this is how you guys are going to be unique, because if you go to the market, let's suppose during interviews and all, there are multiple people. Right? Why somebody is going to select you only during interview? Unless you're having some uniqueness, right? So uniqueness means you can be unique only if you're having perfect understanding. Right? This is how you'll be able to crack the interview, and this is how you'll be able to survive also after placements. So in next session, what I'm going to explain, guys, in next session, I'm going to explain direct quotations and indirect quotations. So that's all in this session, guys.